welcome to Sports Talk in the Burgh. My name is Garrett Sherwin, and I will be your host today. Joining me are three fine young men. The biggest soccer fan I know, Casey Irwine, the leader of the Kyle Dubas fan club, Colby Sherwin, and the leader of the Matt Canada Hate Club, Jordan Warak. Thank you all for joining me, and boys, how are we doing? Okay, let's get right into it, all right? After the Penguins fired much-maligned general manager Ron Hextall and hired young hotshot Kyle Dubas as Hextall's replacement, the expectations for the Penguins were sky high. Dubas would only add more hype to these expectations as he would complete a trade on August 6th that would allow his team to acquire 33-year-old defenseman Erik Karlsson. This from the San Jose Sharks. Dubas would, however, have to give up a first and second round pick and eat close to $2 million in cap. Now the Pens sit at 7th in the Metro and 7 points behind the last wildcard spot. So, Colby, the question is, should they trade Jake Guentzel and start the process of a rebuild?
Not only Jake Guentzel, every single person on the team other than Sidney Crosby, pack your bags, learn Chinese, get out of here. This team is not making the playoff spot. They are 7 points out of a playoff spot, as Garrett said. Gentzel's in a contract year. They have no first-round pick unless they choose to swap next year's. No third-round pick and no fifth-round pick. They also don't have a second next year. And can either of you name a single prospect for the Penguins other than Jaeger? They're the oldest team, and they have this 27th ranked prospect pool. This team has no future.
Listen, honestly, unfortunately for fans of Jake Shakes everywhere, it's over. I feel like Jake Guentzel needs to be traded. I feel like the Pens need to rebuild.
Here's the thing. First off, are there even hockey teams in China? First off,
there is.
Okay, and second off, he's got the upper body injury that's going to keep him out for 4 weeks. So teams are going to be slightly iffy on that if they're going to push for the playoffs and be like, can he be healthy for that? So if they're going to really start to blow this up, they want to try to get as many pieces as possible.
So for
and
that,
if Jake Guentzel, you're going to trade him right now, you want to trade him at a time where you can get as most pieces as possible. If he's got that upper body injury, it's not going to be the same.
So Elliot Friedman said on 32 Thoughts, the biggest hockey insider, that no teams have changed any decision on Jake Guentzel. They know he'll be ready for the playoffs. He's still worth a first-round pick. He might be worth more than a first-round pick. They got to move him now.
Well, with the Pens and Steelers seemingly having no chance at a championship anytime soon, the Pirates seem to be the city's best hope at a championship. The Pirates have the 9th best farm system in all of baseball, according to Fangraphs, and will have the 9th overall pick to add to that. So, Casey, will that be enough to lead the Pirates to a championship before either the Pens or Steelers?
Oh, trust me, this team is the new hope, okay? They had 76 wins last year, and this is a team that was still rebuilding, had injuries. You got O'Neal Cruz coming back, electric player right there. And you have Brian Reynolds still, of course, the All-Star. They probably have a top 5 bullpen in the league. Holderman had his first full year last year, incredible. They just signed a Aroldis Chapman, maybe trade the trade deadline, but while they have him, great player. And, of course, David Bednar you have. Brian Hayes, Gold Glove, finally. He's finally getting lift on the ball. The Pirates are built, and, of course, Paul Skeens will be coming in. And this team just has a lot of hype. They have a lot of future to be held, and the Pirates really could be Pittsburgh's team for at least the next half a decade.
Listen, now I'm not saying that they are not a hope for Pittsburgh, but they're not the only hope. They're not the new hope, okay? Because that is still the Steelers, all right? I know.
What do you mean the new hope?
I know they have Paul Skeens, they have O'Neal Cruz, but with a new quarterback coming in for the Steelers,
you're saying that's going to happen?
Will be Justin Fields.
They want in-house. They want Mason Rudolph.
It's not going to be Mason. It's going to be Justin Fields. They're going to trade for him, and they're going to be the best team in the AFC too.
It's the Pirates.
Well, it seems if Pittsburgh Mayor and Gady has any say about it, we will have to be adding a pro basketball team to the discussion of bringing a championship to Pittsburgh. On February 9th, WPXI reported that the city and its Sports and Entertainment Authority has agreed to pay a consulting firm up to $90,000 to see if Pittsburgh could support a WNBA or NBA team, and also the potential economic benefits from the move. So, Jordan, I'm going to throw this to you. Do you want to see a pro sports basketball team here in Pittsburgh?
I think this is an obvious answer to this question. It's obviously yes. Pittsburgh is the 5th biggest city in the country without a pro basketball team, and it's also one of the best just sports cities in the country, period, have one of the best fan bases. And I think it's time that the city of Pittsburgh sees a pro basketball team. I feel like it'd be really fun, and I feel like the fans of Pittsburgh will really support the team.
I would love to see it happen, but I just don't think it's feasible. Pittsburgh with 300,000. The two closest cities next to them are Buffalo with 276,000. They have 2 teams, and Cleveland with 367,000 have 3 teams. PPG holds 19,000, but that number actually goes down when it comes to basketball. It's around 18,765. And also, where would you put them if the Penguins don't want to run out PPG? Because that is a real possibility.
Here's the thing.
Fenway might not
Here's
want
the
to
thing,
do
though.
that.
Back when basketball was good, 2000 to 2011, they had 10 March Madness appearances in a row. They had 11,000 people on the season ticket waiting list. They had over 200 sold games in a row. And if they go to PPG Paints Arena and say it's an NBA team, that would be the 7th biggest arena in the NBA. And actually, the chairman of this research said they actually might have a better chance of a WNBA team
That's what
surviving
I was
there
thinking, too.
because it's just a new breath of fresh air for Pittsburgh.
I think the fan support, no doubt, will be there. Like you were saying, Pitt has fans. We know people, even here at Robert Morris, are different basketball fans. All of us are basketball fans here. I don't think the sport itself is the issue. I think it's the city itself. Traffic usually is pretty bad when it's a sports game here. Penguins games.
New York has the Knicks.
I get what you're saying, but with Penguins games, Steelers games, Pirate games, there's always traffic around here. So I
In
think
LA too.
It's
the
America.
city-
Of course there's traffic.
I don't know
that's
if
how
the city
that's
is
how the
built for
country
it,
is
though.
built.
We all would like to see a team here, but I don't think it's feasible. Anyway, on Valentine's Day, the game of the year took place as 6-20 IUPUI made the trip to Detroit to take on 0-26 Detroit Mercy. In fact, it was date night in Detroit as it was buy one ticket, get one free. I must say, if I lived in Detroit, I would have been there. Well, I would have had to figure out who to go with.
I would've
Anyway,
gone.
Detroit Mercy would end up getting their first win of the year, 81-61, and only one fan rushed the court. So Colby, I know you're the Risley Bear. Would you and your special lady have gone to the game and rushed the court?
That's tough, Kobe.
Call me the Risley Bear. Are. First off, I'd be rushing that court on all fours, man.
hey,
If I'm the
hey.
Grizzly Bear, me and my girl, we're on that
Hey,
court.
I ain't
I'm
rushing no
just
court.
saying.
I wasn't
I'm
rushing
just
no
saying.
I
Who is
wasn't
your
rushing
girl?
no court
Don't worry
anyways.
about it.
But especially knowing that a freak like you would have been rushing the court too, ain't no way. But anyways, if I was in Detroit and you're telling me, oh, rush this court for Detroit Mercy, no.
I
Okay,
can
because
say.
it doesn't even matter.
I
This
can
is
say.
this 27-game losing streak. That's nothing to Detroit. It's not even their longest losing
Okay,
streak in the
okay.
city. If it was the Pistons,
Look at this guy. This guy has no friends. He's going to rush on the court by
the
himself.
Pistons
Where is
lost
his
28
girl?
in a row.
He ain't a Grizzly
This
Bear.
is nothing to them. Do you think Marcus Tankersley moves me to rush the court?
Dude.
No.
Okay, but
Listen,
after Robert Morris finally won a football game, I was on that field. So I can say I would rush the court because you lost or you finally won a 20-game losing streak. That's incredible.
And-
you got to celebrate it. Love is in the air. It's Valentine's Day. Let's go.
I was also there with you when Robert Morris
And
finally
you
won,
didn't.
and I did not rush the court, and I
'Cause you're
would not rush the
boring.
court. I mean, I would not rush the field, or would not rush the court for Detroit Mercy either. I get it. You're 0-26, whatever. But come on, rushing the court for that.
And you'd be like,
We didn't win a
There's a
they didn't
reason
win
we're
a
talking
championship
about
for
him right now,
nothing.
Colby. It's because he made national news for being an embarrassment to
An
himself.
embarrassment. He's awesome. He's the only Detroit Mercy fan there ever is or ever will be. They stink.
And you want to rush the court for that.
Yes.
Well, as Rodney Terry would say, don't act like a regular win is a championship. Well, Detroit Mercy did. Who cares? As more players like LaMelo Ball and Ant Edwards get their own signature shoes, the question becomes who has the best one. So I'll ask you, Jordan, as a hype beast yourself, who truly has the best signature shoe?
This is not come on. Jordan.
Shaquille O'Neal.
The Jordan brand, $6 billion in 2023, approximately 60 million shoes sold in 2022. Resale premium, the average is up at 59% as of 2022. Air Jordan is the biggest secondary shoe market shareholder at 28%. It is Michael Jordan's shoe is the most iconic just sneaker brand in the world.
I'm
You see
gonna-
Jordans everywhere.
I'm going to build off that. When they first released the shoe, it sold 100,000 pairs on the day it was launched, which was never heard of at the time. And when you think of shoes, the first one you think is Jordan. And the NBA alone, they had Carmelo Anthony, CP3, Luka Doncic, Jason Tatum. They went to baseball with they went to baseball. They have all that. Basketball, you have Florida, Michigan. You have Jalen Hurts wearing Jordan brands. This isn't just a basketball thing. This is a whole global sports idea that Michael Jordan's shoe built.
That's so cool. That's great and all, but Shaquille O'Neal.
They look like crap.
He's sold over 400 million affordable shoes for kids. And let me tell you, as a kid myself who had to look in the price range of the Walmart shoes, his shoes looking like that at Walmart, it was a breath of fresh air, okay? I know you might not get that as a private school kid, but for me, it was fantastic. And I really appreciate what he does, and so do so many kids around in America. And do you even know anything about the Shaq 3s? Okay, the Shaq 3s are perfect. And the Jordans just can't do what they do in the streets as the same way the Shaqs do.
I
Well,
disagree.
I think we kind of went basic with that answer, but who am I to judge? On February 15th, ESPN and many other outlets reported that Kylian Mbappe informed PSG that he would not be returning after his contract expires this summer. So, Casey, where do you see Mbappe playing next year?
He's coming to Manchester United, okay?
Homer.
It's going to happen. He's going to come to Stretford and he's going to play on the left, and
Might be
Rashford's
bad.
going to go to PSG in a swap, okay? And United, they've yet to lose in 2024. They just nabbed Man City's chief football operation. They've got a new owner. Mbappe, he's going to play with his French teammate Varane. He's got exciting attackers, Højlund and Garnacho. Man United is exciting. Players want to play in the Premier League these days, and Mbappe, he will be a Red.
Can you be a bigger homer? Are we serious? He's not going to Man U. He's going to the greatest football club of all time.
Atlanta United.
Anyway, he's going to follow in the footsteps of one of the greatest footballers of all time in Cristiano Ronaldo. He's going to go to Spain. He's going to make money. He's going to continue to grow
If
his
Mbappe
legacy.
went to Real Madrid this summer, it would be exactly like Jesus in Luke 12:15.
Where
asked
are we
for
going?
advice
Where
for
are
all
we go-
people to
That's a-
watch
no,
out for
no,
greed.
no,
And
no.
this would
Look,
be the greed
guys, wait,
that
wait,
Jesus
wait,
talked
wait.
about.
Hey, wait,
What
wait,
do you
wait.
see what Real Madrid does?
Casey,
Still trying
Casey,
to grow his
Galacticos.
legacy in
Guys.
the biggest football club in the world, in
What's
the
happening?
best football club of all time.
What
are you
is
talking
happening?
about?
Okay.
This would be greed. Too
Okay,
much greed.
you both are wrong because he's going to come to the MLS and follow the
Thiago
footsteps
Almada moves
of the
no one.
greatest footballer in the world, Lionel Messi. Atlanta United,
Mbappe is the greatest footballer
his
in
contract
the world right
and David
now.
Oh my
Beckham's
goodness.
both included stake in owner and expansionship and the Apple TV streaming. That alone will be more money than
If you
either of the
ask
two
this
clubs
question
can
again
offer.
in 10 years of where Mbappe's going, then yeah, he might
No,
come
no,
to
no, no, no.
United.
He can make so much more money coming to the MLS. That's why he'll be here. And he'll be a god here in Atlanta, by the way. Most fans in that league.
Yeah, he's not coming to America, but hey, again, who am I to judge? When we come back, we will be debuting a new segment to Sports Talk in the Burgh. Stay tuned to see what we have just in store.
Do you want to meet a family
What
with
the-
a transgender kid? Here we are. Max loves to do backflips. Max loves to play his ukulele. Max loves to just be a kid and just be himself. When I found out I was pregnant, all I really wanted was a happy, healthy, whole child. And that's what I got. I think it's really important for people to know that trans kids don't have a political agenda. They are just kids. Like any parent, we love our kids unconditionally, and we will never stop fighting for them. Stand with us. Protect our families.
Wait, not in the toilet.
No, don't do that. No.
Don't hit your brother. Oh,
Not again.
What did I tell you about playing in the mud?
Rafi, not so close to the pool. Wait!
Frankie, Tabby, what are you doing? We told you never to touch the gun!
I'm sorry, I didn't think it was that big of a
You
deal.
could have hurt yourself!
Safely store your guns, unload, lock, and away from ammo.
Welcome back to Sports Talk in the Burgh. Today we will be introducing a new segment called Bring Your Own Take, where each of the three panelists will bring their own takes. So Jordan, let's get right into it. What's your take?
Patrick Mahomes is the second greatest quarterback of all time. Now, listen to these stats real quick, right? 3-time Super Bowl champ, 3-time Super Bowl MVP, 2-time regular season MVP, 6-time Pro Bowler, 3-time All-Pro, 1-time Offensive Player of the Year, 2-time touchdown leader, 1-time yards leader. In the last 6 AFC Championship games, the Chiefs have been in all 6. The Chiefs have came out winners in 4 of them. And even this year, when everyone thought the Chiefs were on a downward spiral, the Chiefs were not going to be good, guess what? They still won the Super Bowl. Why? Because of 15. He's the second greatest behind only the GOAT himself, Tom Brady.
I think you have an argument there based on all of your stats that he might be the GOAT pretty soon, if not now.
He is the GOAT.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Whoa, whoa.
He's age 28. He has 4 rings to win. To Brady had 3 rings at the same point.
He has 3.
Nope.
No, it's at the same. No. Anyways,
Yes.
no. He would say he's the GOAT already. First off, and never mind even having the potential. Say he's the GOAT. First off, whenever Tom Brady Face it.
Okay.
In
We're
the
not,
Super
we're not
Bowl.
doing this.
A
That Buccaneers
volley
team was
walked in.
nowhere near.
What about in 2018?
It's the
2018?
ultimate tiebreaker,
Out,
Pats.
Andy Reid outcoached.
Colby.
That game, Patrick Mahomes was on fire
It is
in
the
2018.
ultimate tiebreaker.
You can't blame him.
A middle-aged Tom Brady mollywopped.
He was in his prime in the 2018 game.
I'm just
that was
no,
the
no,
end
no,
of his
no, no, no,
prime.
no, no. In the 2020
Super
Super
Bowl.
Bowl,
Not the Super Bowl. In the 2018 game,
I'm
he was
not
at the
talking
end of his
about that.
prime.
I'm
talking
talking
about the
about the
Super
In the Super Bowl, look at that receiving core compared to what the Chiefs had. That is not even close to the
Tyreek
same
Hill,
level.
Travis Kelce,
Antonio Brown, Mike Evans,
yes,
Rob
yes.
Gronkowski. Should I go on? Do I need
You
to
had
go on?
Tyreek Hill,
Oh my
who
God.
Hall of
was
Famer.
one of the best
Travis
receivers
Kelce,
in
Hall
the
of
league.
Famer.
Travis Kelce's the best tight
Gerald
end in the
McCoy,
league.
Shaq Barrett. Come on, guys.
And
You gotta
Chris
look at
Jones.
that.
Also, second greatest all the time. Anyways, to get back to your point, it's just not the same. You know, you still got Montana. Okay,
Who he's better than?
you got Manning.
Who he's better than?
Not true. Okay, you got Aaron Rodgers. Who's just
Aaron Rodgers is
and
mid.
Aaron
We don't need
Rodgers
to talk
is
about
better than
this.
Patrick Mahomes to you? What is he better at?
All right.
Talking about vaccines.
All right. Let's go on to Casey's first take. Go ahead, Casey.
My take is that Paul Skeens, first overall pick for the Pittsburgh Pirates, will be an all-star
What?
this
What?
year
No.
in the
Casey-
majors. This year.
Oh my
Last
God.
year, 1.69 ERA and 209 strikeouts, 114
college!
innings pitched. He was pitcher of the year, player of the year, won the College World Series, and named the best player there. He basically had the Joe Burrow
Was this in
equivalent
the
season
majors?
of baseball.
He got showed in Altoona.
So
Half
Casey,
those guys are gonna
here's
be
the problem.
plumbers.
Here's the problem with your argument. If you look at the Pirates' last top three prospects that got called up, Andy Rodriguez, Henry Davis, and O'Neal Cruz, they all got called up between the time frame of June 19th and June 20th. That's not enough
But here's
games
the thing,
played to
the
be an all-star.
This Pirates starting pitcher rotation is their by far weakest point, and everyone agrees about that. So
No, he's
by the
going
time
to be their
April-
ace. The problem
by the
is
time April ends, you'll see him in the majors.
No, because
and
they wanna
as long
get-
as he plays above average MLB, it's a popularity vote.
No.
Okay,
The
he's
thing
got
is,
the aura,
they-
and you know you see who he's dating. It's going to be a popularity vote. Okay, I'm telling you.
The thing is,
So
with,
has
with
Brian
baseball,
Reynolds, Brian Hayes, Mitch Keller, David Benner, have they all just died?
What does that do?
They're gonna
They
be the
can-
Pirates
They can
representatives
all be
compared to
all-stars.
Paul Skeens?
They can all be all stars.
Wait,
That doesn't do
Didn't
anything.
you
to
say
do with it.
earlier? To go off his point, you said earlier that the Pirates had a good
Bullpen. Yeah, he's a starting
so
pitcher.
where's he gonna fit into there?
He's not in the.
He's
not
a
in the
starter.
bullpen.
Just the thing with baseball is it's better to stay in the minor leagues longer so you can get control with them for arbitration. They kept Cruz in the minor leagues longer, and now his arbitration won't come up for another 5 years.
I'm more
It's
concerned with
smarter.
the
They're
fact
going
that
to
he
keep him
came
in
up
longer.
for the
It's
current.
just
He got
not
shelled.
something small market teams do. He won't be up
I
here
get
until
the Pirates are
at
cheapskates, but
least
the
June.
times are changing. They're signing players. I've even got Yasmani Grandal just randomly because Andy Rodriguez got injured. So they're changing the times right now.
Well, whoever's right here, we'll go to Colby's take about Caitlin Clark, and I know he's wrong about this take. Go ahead, Colby.
Caitlin Clark is the go to college basketball, and I don't need you freaking out about all this. She's the all-time leading scorer in women's college basketball, and during that game, 49 points. She carried Iowa kicking and screaming to a national championship game last year. 140 points for Ryan Pistol Pete Maravich. By the way, he had 5 NBA players on all of his rosters.
Only played 3 years.
Okay, that's
He
cool.
scored more
The
points
attendance
in
at-
3 years
I
in
don't
83
care.
games.
The
He
attendance at-
scored more points quicker. There's just no way
Okay,
around
but
it.
the attendance
He's the
at-
best player.
The attendance at Iowa games have gone up 150%. They sold out a football stadium for a scrimmage against DePaul. 1.93 million people watched that game against
Let me tell you
Michigan.
right now, I agree with you
No,
100%.
what are we
She
talking
averages
about?
32 points
Come
a
on.
game.
Pete Maravich averaged 44.
He played against plumbers.
Who else? No,
All of y'all are wrong. Okay, even you, Garrett. There is a man in college basketball who's a 3-time national champion, who was a 3-time outstanding player, 3-time player of the year, 3-time consistent first-team All-American, and that man formerly named was Lou Alcindor, a.k.a.
Did he
Kareem
change the game?
Abdul-Jabbar.
Did he
Here's the-
change the
Well,
game?
you know-
Averaged 26 and 16 in
Here's the
college.
thing, Jordan.
He was the
No,
best.
Here's the thing. Jordan. Okay, here's the thing. Okay, who else has changed the game of basketball in general? Not just for.
Steph
What
Curry.
has he done to change the game in basketball in general?
Yeah, she
What?
has done.
What has
so
he done to change the game of
They were
basketball
top
in general.
150%
They were
of
Basketball.
They were
basketball.
She's
We're not talking
shooting
about
from the
women's
logo.
basketball.
She's
We're talking about
Here's the thing.
At home
Steph-
games, she's
Yeah,
shooting from the
Steph's
Curry
been
doesn't
doing
shoot
that.
from
What
the
are we,
logo.
what are we on
Here's
here,
the thing,
man?
Steph Curry doesn't
Here's
do
the
that.
thing, y'all.
Has he not been doing that
She's
for
a
years?
woman
Damian
from
Lillard did that in
Iowa.
a game
What
winner.
basketball training facilities are even there? You
Corn.
know the hard work she had to put in to do
She
this?
was-
And look at what she's doing
Okay,
to
She
the
could have
national
left
stage.
Iowa. She
hard
stayed
work.
home.
She
But
actually
no,
did it because
your
she
point
lived
is
on
null
the
and
lived
void
in
when
the
you talk about
town that
playing
Iowa State is
college
at and went to
basketball.
Iowa.
No.
So, anyway, let's go to Jordan with his first take or second take. I'm sorry, Jordan.
Speaking of college basketball, right? Now, there's a word that's been going around recently. It's a 4-letter word. It's OR. College basketball stars used to have OR. Zion Williamson, Ben Simmons, Cat, Wiggins, AD, Kyrie, Blake Griffin, KD, Derrick Rose. These players were phenomenal basketball players, and everyone knew each year who would be the number 1 overall pick in the NBA draft year after year. The players of today, one, just do not have that same kind of aura, and two, they're just not as good as the player before. Can you name me who is going to be the number 1 pick this year in the NBA draft?
Probably Alex Sarr from France. It's exactly your
from
point.
France. And Victor Wembanyama, a generational talent. Where did he come from? He came from France.
I think you have a good point here, but I think it's not a negative. The smaller schools are winning more. We need to talk about this. Purdue was nothing in the 2010s. Now there's something. Pitt is winning again. RMU has beaten Kentucky in this time.
That doesn't
We
really
have to
do
think
anything
about
for the
this.
players in general. Okay, the current NBA scene for where they're getting their players, it's like the actual U.S. economy. Okay, everything's coming in overseas right now. Okay, you've got, as I said, you've got the new kid from France, Alex Sarr. You've got another Serbian, Nikola Topic, who's going to be a great guard coming in. You've got the Thompson twins, who just came from Overtime Academy. LaMelo came through Australia. People are just finding other
Henderson
ways.
came from G League.
Yeah, exactly. People are just finding other alternative ways to develop faster without college.
The problem with the argument is that 5 of the top 10 picks last year were college one-and-done players. It's not like these guys, and these guys weren't stars. Sure, Brandon Miller was probably the only player
What
that
a
was
shooter
the
he
only
was.
player that got drafted in the top of those guys that was actually the star player on his team. But it's just like Oscar Tshiebwe. Yeah, sure, he's playing in the G League for the Pacers, but they're just these stars are big men, and it's different. Okay, let's go to the Euros for Casey here with his next take.
It's finally coming home at last for England. They will be playing in the world this year. You've got Harry Kane, one of the all-time greatest scorers of this generation. Great youngsters like Saka. You've got old veterans who are great, like Kyle Walker. You've got Pickford in it, who's still solid. It is finally their time right now.
Listen.
Well, France has the best player in the world, and that's all that matters. That's all that matters. France will win it. And Mbappe plays for France. That's all that matters.
It's not, no, here's the thing. It's not the thing because collectively France aren't the same. And Mbappe, yeah, he's great. And a lot of France is great. But it's just at the end of the day, England, they have the spirit now. Mbappe, he can't, he actually can carry the team. We saw
Mbappe
in the
will
World Cup
carry the
final.
team
You know what?
But
win
at
it
the
all.
same
It's not a
time,
You know what? The last time England was in a championship, they played Italy and lost. I'm just saying Italy's going to beat them again. I have no
you
worry.
just watched the
I'm not
highlights
worried about it.
of just months ago
I'm not
where
worried
they
about it.
kicked their butts.
I'm not worried about it.
Casey, I'm going to agree with you. I think it's finally time for England to finally bring it home. I think it's going to be their time.
Mbappe is going to leave a parting gift for the people of France. Okay, Colby, you're going to close us out here.
All right, listen. Austin Matthews is going to go down as the greatest goal scorer, not just in NHL history, in hockey history. He's averaging 52 goals a game in 8 seasons. He's third all-time in Leafs goals, 547 of those. He has 13 hat tricks. 6 are this year, only getting better. And by the way, Wayne Gretzky, during his prime, there was 4 games a goal league-wide. The goalies were terrible back then. Now they're better. 302 of the wins for the Maple Leafs came with Austin Matthews. And he actually finally won a round with the Toronto Maple Leafs. He was the guy in the series against the Lightning. This guy is special. He made hockey in Arizona mean anything. He's the only player to come out of there that meant anything. He's been him. He's better than Gretzky. He's better than any goal scorer you can think of.
Does he even pass Ovechkin?
He will.
Does he even pass, are we
He's
being
on
serious?
pace to pass Ovechkin.
He's on pace, but is he going to have that longevity?
He has 6 hat tricks this year, 2 in the past week.
Okay, that's not saying the longevity is.
What do you mean about the longevity? He's getting better.
Okay, great. Players get better, but time it hits you, okay? You see players.
It did
get
hit
older.
Ovi till this year. And at the current pace he's at, it's not going to hit him till then. You have to
You
think
don't know
about
that.
it now.
People's bodies work differently, okay? And the way that he's scoring goals, he would have to keep this exact same pace that he's on throughout the rest of his career.
And he
don't
will.
decline.
He will.
How
That's
do you
the
know that,
thing.
Kobe?
Because he scores at any spot, any moment, anywhere.
Listen, but it's not guaranteed that he's going to stay healthy. It's not guaranteed that he's going to stay healthy.
He's
and
that
then
good.
that's not how sports work.
Crosby would be considered the best goal scorer if he stayed healthy. Just my take. Do not change the channel, though, because when we come back, I have a take that you need to hear.
Today, we face an unprecedented crisis. Tens of millions of refugees have been forced from their homes. But you can make a difference. Turn disruption and despair to hope and opportunity. Even small amounts make a big difference. Provide shelter, support, or jobs in your community. The more we understand, the greater sense of belonging we create. Act now. Visit supportcrisisrelief.org.
Where are they? Shouldn't they be here by now?
Counter's got to be here, guys. Like, for real.
Oh my God, Nate! Isn't it Thursday? Oh crap.
Finally! Let's go!
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it.
Families don't have to talk about everything, but they should talk about how to plan for an emergency. Get tips and resources to make your family's emergency plan.
Welcome back to Sports Talk in the Burgh. Let me tell you why one man is ruining baseball. You want to know who that man is? Scott Boras. And he's been doing this since 2000. Listen here. Alex Rodriguez was his client back then, and the highest contract to that point was $5.7 million. Rodriguez played for a small market team and asked for $25 million a year, and that was, of course, not going to happen. So he was traded to the Rangers. The Rangers, again, not the biggest market team then, they traded him to the Yankees. And this has been going on forever. See, if Scott Boras is your agent, he's going to stall negotiations like he's doing with Blake Snell, Matt Chapman, and Cody Bellinger. He's stalling negotiations to only make one or two teams, the Yankees or Dodgers, able to negotiate them. Literally no other team is willing to negotiate with that man. And that's the problem that's having with baseball. Everyone says, oh, it's the Dodgers and Yankees that are signing all these good players. It's just the fact that they don't want to deal with Scott Boras, and something has to change. There's no way around it.
I will say you are right with this for Cody Bellinger. He has somebody wanting to pay him $460 million. Who's paying that for Cody Bellinger, of all people?
Listen, though, I don't see it as a problem that he is getting his people paid. He's getting his stars paid, and that's good for his players. And it's not his fault that he's a good agent and that he is doing what he must to get his people paid so that other teams won't negotiate with them.
But he's openly telling teams that, look, my players, my starting, like Blake Snell and Jordan Montgomery are starting pitchers. And he's openly telling teams, I'm not signing because I'll make more money when your starters get hurt. And he's right. I mean, teams are going to pay because they're going to get desperate, but it's just not fair.
Process of MLB free agency in general is just, it's not good at all. It's terrible.
There needs to be a salary cap.
Finally,
If we're gonna make
Rob
a change
Manfred,
here.
he's finally going to be leaving. 5 years, though, I mean, I don't even care at this point. You know, tell me in like 3 years that you're going to leave. But when he leaves, hopefully something then changes about MLB free agency because it's just boring almost to see over and over the same all-star type players go to the same teams every time.
The problem is he doesn't understand the players. He had a quote 2018-ish saying that that the World Series trophy is just a piece of metal. He just doesn't understand the players.
I think there needs to be a salary cap. That's our issue here.
Well, that's all we have for you for Sports Talk in the Burgh. Come back next week to see